If you're graduating in 2025 and hoping to land a job in the US, things might not be as easy as you're expecting. Even though the news says that the US job market is growing and the unemployment rate is low, just 4.2%, there's another side to the story that's not so great, specifically for the young people. Right now, America is going through what many are calling a no fire, no hire phase. So basically, that means that companies aren't hiring much, but they aren't firing people too. This sounds stable, but it's actually bad news for new graduates who are trying to get their foot in the door. Let's break it down now. Even though the US has seen job growth for 52 months in a row, which is one of the longest stretches in the history, many businesses have hit the pause button. Why? Because of the uncertainty. Trade wars with other countries, raising interest prices, and economic pressure have made companies nervous. So instead of making bold hiring moves, they are playing it safe. As a result, entry-level jobs, the kind that college graduates usually apply for, have dropped a lot. One of the biggest problems is that the US jobs for new college graduates is actually worse than it was during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's a big deal. According to research by Oxford Economics, for the first time since 1980s, recent graduates, that is aged between 22 and 27, are facing higher unemployment than the national average. Well, and that particular gap is getting wider every single year. Since mid-2023, the unemployment rate for new graduates has gone up by 1.6% points. That's 3 times more than the national rate increase. Well, to put it simply, if the national unemployment rate is 4.2%, young people aged 20 to 24 are facing nearly double that at 8.2%. And for even younger people, things look worse. People in their early 20s are now seeing a 9.6% unemployment rate as compared to 6.7% just a year ago. That means almost 1 in 10 young people looking for jobs can't find one right now. This is a big shift because just a couple of years ago, in 2021 and 2022, when companies were desperate to hire and retain employees after the pandemic lockdown. But now, they are being extra careful. With the economy in an uncertain spot, specifically because of trade tensions with countries like China and higher interest rates from the Federal Reserve, many businesses are choosing to stay still. They don't want to hire new people if they are not sure that they can afford to keep them long term. The US Labor Department also recently reported the number of people who are receiving unemployment benefits have reached 4-year high. That means even people who already lost their jobs are struggling to find new ones. It's taking longer for people to get hired, and that's specifically hard on new graduates who haven't even had a chance to start. If you're using platforms like LinkedIn to look for jobs, you may have already noticed this slowdown. LinkedIn's data shows that overall hiring in the US is down by 18% as compared to March 2020. For entry-level jobs, it's even worse. Hiring is down 23%. So yes, if it feels hard to get noticed or land an interview, you're definitely not imagining it. Some economists say that this no hire, no fire situation could help the economy in the long run. Thomas Simons, an investment banker, says that while it's tough now, it might help control inflation, boost productivity, and keep the economy stable later. But that doesn't really help the fresh graduates, right? Who are sending out hundreds of applications and hearing nothing back. And now let's talk about the mental health and confidence for a moment. According to LinkedIn, Gen Z workers, people born between 1990 and 2000, are feeling more anxious and less confident about their job prospects. In fact, their confidence has dropped even more now than it did during the early months of the COVID-19 pandemic. This shows just how frustrating the situation is for young people who are trying to start their careers in the United States. So, what can new grads do? First of all, know that you're not alone. Millions of students across the US are facing the same challenges. It might take longer than expected to find a job, so consider gaining experience through internship, volunteering, freelance work, or even short-term courses that boost your skills in areas like tech, design, or writing. Also, keep an eye on job trends. Industries like healthcare, cybersecurity, and clean energy are expected to grow in the coming years and may offer better opportunities. In the end, the US job market looks okay on the surface, but for new graduates, it's a really tough time.